Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to attach a fancy design to your wall as a wall opening in AutoCAD Architecture 2024. Now I'm going to be creating a curtain wall and I'm going to make a Z-like design on these two walls, and I'm going to be using the wall opening feature in AutoCAD Architecture to do that. So let's get started. Okay, now in order to do that, the first thing I'm going to do is to draw the profile of the wall and the region that is going to be edited, so as I can first edit it in 2D using AutoCAD lines before we go straight to applying the edit on the wall. So first of all, we're going to have to get the boundaries of where we want to edit. After getting the wall boundaries, we'll draw the edited pattern on the wall so as to know where and where we want to edit. Okay, I'm going to have to select the lines and bring them out. Okay, we have our line here. So what we are going to do now is to draw the pattern for which the line is to be edited. Now, based on what we drew on the wall, the correct arrangement of our lines is like this. We're going to split the line into halves, representing the region that was on the ground floor, being the lower part here, and the region that was on the first floor, being the upper part. Okay, the next thing is to create our pattern, which is what we're going to do now. Okay, this pattern in the center is our Z-like pattern, which we are going to be attaching to our wall. Now that we've gotten the pattern ready, we are going to have to group this entire line work as a whole so as to get the profile and get our insertion points. So to do that, we'll use use the G command for group. And we'll have to rotate this. Before we rotate it, we have to make sure we're in 3D view, as the rotate may not work properly if we are not in our 3D isometric view. Set the 3D rotate command and set this back to vertical, and we'll have to probably insert it back at the original point where we extracted the profile. Now that our line work has been successfully aligned to our wall, the next thing that we are going to have to do is to get this profile on our wall. Now, how we are going to do it is that we want only this profile here to be a wall, while the rest of the area will be replaced with curtain wall. So in order for our wall to follow this precise profile, we'll have to use a wall opening to create our profile. So how the wall opening will work is that we'll apply the wall opening to this wall. As you can see, I'm still running a project. So it will be applied to this wall, and we'll have to follow the pattern of the wall opening through this wall, and open the next file of the project and apply it to the second wall and follow the pattern so as to give us the precise Z-like pattern which we have drawn. So let's get started. Now that our wall opening has been inserted, the next thing is to edit the profile of the wall opening. The profile is supposed to be aligned in the pattern that we want the opening to be cut through. So we'll click on Add Profile. Let's give it a name. Let's say curtain wall opening A. So how it works is that the area within this rectangle will be an opening, while the area outside the rectangle will not be an opening. So let's stretch our rectangle to the points that we want to be open, and the points we don't want open, we will leave it as it is. Okay, if you want to add more points so as to enable our opening to fit into all these corners, just bring the cursor near any of the grips and click on Add Vertex. You stretch the vertex up to the point you want it to be aligned to. We have our vertex there. If you need a new vertex, click on Add Vertex up to the new point where we want, and we keep following that pattern until we have gotten all the vertices that we need. Now that we've gotten the profile that we need, we are going to click on OK, finish. Okay, as you can see, our wall now has a profile. This is the only visible part of the wall. I'm going to switch to conceptual to enable it easy to be seen. Okay, let's hide our profile. So you will notice here that it is only this part of the wall that is available. The others is going to serve as opening for us to insert our curtain wall. And that is what we are going to do right away. Let's draw the curtain wall from this point to the end point. Okay. Okay. Now that we've fixed our curtain wall, we have to save this file and go to the file of the first floor so as to begin the edit of the first floor walls. Now, when extracting in AutoCAD or AutoCAD Architecture, once a file is saved and that file is extracted in another file, there is usually a pop-up down at the bottom right indicating that a change was made to an extract file for you to refresh it. So once our file is open, the pop-up will appear at this base and we have to click on it for the edits that we made in the previous file to make its changes in this our current file. As you can see, the pop-up has just come up, so we have to click reload. As soon as you click reload, the file gets reloaded and our curtain wall has appeared. So the next thing we need to do is to edit this first floor. But from what I've seen, I think we made a mistake. We have to go back to the previous document and make our profile available. So let's do that immediately. So we isolated the profile. We have to unisolate that, end object isolation. And this profile is the profile that we are going to use to edit our first floor walls. So we're going to have to go back and reload that straight away. Now the same method we used is the same method we are going to be using. We will have to attach a wall opening and set the seal just to make sure it's on 0. We'll have to fix it. Technically, you can fix it anywhere. Once it is fixed, the next thing is to edit the profile. We'll call this curtain wall opening B. Okay, now our wall is ready for edit. So you can see that previous profile we saw earlier has been created. So all we need to do now is to trace the outline of the place we don't want walls to be, while the area where we want the wall to be, we leave it plain and open. Okay, now as you can see, our profile has been selectly done. This is the first floor side and below is the ground floor side. So I'm going to save this, go over to the ground floor and remove these wall outlines so as to enable us see it completely. Reload. Okay, we will have to select our lines and hide this. So as you can see, this is our curtain wall and this is our wall profile, which we intended to do. And this is how to make a wall profile to follow a pattern so as to leave an opening around it in order to attach something else. Thank you.